Hello, everyone. Welcome to Financeology 101. Class is now in session. The information provided during this podcast is just that, information. You will need to do further research to address your specific situation. Enjoy the session. Welcome, everyone, to another session of Gifted Generations Presents Financeology 101. I'm one of your hosts, Robin Seegers, and the other host is
Elroy Seegers.
This session is about unmarried couples tying the financial knot. So, what do you think most people do in this case?
Most people want to unite because they in love, they want to shack up, or it could be shack up and save money.
Right.
But how you go about saving your money?
Right.
So
Right.
communication is key. First of all, before I do anything, I'm going to check someone's FICO score.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Why even discuss
Yes.
budgeting if your score is 450 or 250? Because
Right.
that
Yes.
means that person's a risk for paying bills, which means he's going to be a risk to moving with you. He or her would be a risk. I'm just saying it has to be some honesty. Show me your papers.
Yes, and
Some
you
papers.
also you have to while you're dating, pay attention to how they handling their money.
Yep.
Are they paying their bills on time? Are they always borrowing money from you because they can't meet their financial obligations? Are they paying late? I mean, if you're in a relationship, you probably stop paying attention to those things. How they handle money.
Yep.
Are they swiping those credit cards way too often and not paying them off?
And I would do that before we even moved in. So
While you're dating.
Yeah, what I would do is like, you got your place, I got mine. Like you were saying, I'm gonna see how. I'm gonna sit down and say, hey, how do you pay your bills?
Mhm.
What do you do for budgeting? What are your long term goals? Those are the questions, that goes beyond how someone looks.
Right.
The cute stops at my wallet. You may be cute, but the wallet, it rules. Somebody say cash rules. Yeah, cash rules. The cutest thing in my wallet is those presidents.
Yes.
The ones that's not living.
And also think about it. If say your partner is financially wealthy, their family wealthy, and they really don't have they can spend and do whatever they want.
Right.
And you're not on that same playing field.
No.
So you're unevenly yoked. So you have to be aware of what you can and cannot do. You can't base it off what he has or she has.
Right.
You have to base it off what you have. So there's unevenness right there that y'all have to work through. That's what communication is the key. It's definitely the key. So you have to decide your day-to-day expenses.
Yep. That's true.
How you going to split the bills once you move together? Are you going to have a joint bank account?
Now, by no means are we giving you advice on what to do. We're just telling you these are kind of conversations that you have to have and come up with your best resolution.
Right.
As a two single.
Right.
Now, when it comes to being married, we may have an opinion on that, but she's talking about the dating game.
Right.
Am I correct?
Right.
It's the dating game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we're throwing out ideas and things for you to think about before you decide to move in, because a lot of times you're not really thinking clearly because you're in love and it's exciting and it's new. So you're not really thinking clearly. And then you get in there and you be like, oh my goodness, I gave up my place.
Do you remember what I told you when we first started dating about my credit score?
Yeah.
What I tell you?
I can't remember. It wasn't good, y'all.
I said,
it wasn't good.
I said, look, credit score jacked up. Got my own place, got my own ride, my own whip. I said, but one thing about me, I'm a hard worker. And so the debt I'm getting in is my responsibility, and I'm going to get out of it. I said, if you with me, I'm not going to hold you accountable for all those things. And I tell you when I'm done, so you know where I am with my finances. Yep. I said that up front.
Yes, he did. He did.
Up front.
I was not held, even when we got married, whatever he still had, because he knocked it out pretty quickly. However, whatever was left when we got married, he made sure I was not responsible for it.
I said, that's on me.
Yeah, and he made sure he took care of it.
But now it's a joint thing, so I can do it. Hey, you can go out and buy them shoes. You want to split that bill, 50-50. Them J's look good.
So back to the bank account. Are you gonna have separate bank accounts, or you gonna have a joint account, or
Right.
you gonna have one joint account where y'all put in your money to pay the bills, the expenses, the everyday expenses, where you have your own separate account, but then you have a joint account where you pool in your money to pay the expenses. Then you got to determine if it's 50-50, or
Right.
if it's a percentage based off of how much you're getting paid more than me, so you pay more. Y'all got to work all of that out.
I said, you got to know here. It says, if you incur joint debt, you are each fully responsible for the entire amount, as is true of a married couple. So if you and I go into debt together, living together or not, that means we are both responsible for that bill.
Because your name, you're both putting your name on it. You're both responsible.
Yep.
And think about it. Also, if you buy, this the big thing that concerns me: buying a house together and you're not married.
I ain't doing that. That's my personal opinion.
Because if one person loses their job, or they get a job that pays less for whatever reason, then the other person is on the hook for paying it. Because guess what? If you don't pay, it goes to foreclosure and your credit score is jacked up. Say your partner just decide, oh, I got laid off and I'm not going back to work, and they just stay at home.
Yep.
Guess what? They know they have a home to go to, because they know you gonna make sure it get paid, because your name is tied to it. Your credit score is tied to it.
Yep.
You don't want to go into foreclosure.
Yep. So I guess that may. I'm looking at some notes here. It says financial transparency. I like that word, transparency. Being open to see right through me, what I have. Openly discussing financial fosters communication and trust. It's crucial for a healthy relationship. So imagine you don't have those conversations before you get married. How's it going to look when you get married?
Definitely.
It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
I always think the dating game is a trial and error period. Don't red flags, they red. don't low pass.
And they all in your face.
Yeah. But no, but you in love, and you're seeing hearts, and you're hearing violins and stuff playing in your ear. You know what I hear? Ching 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 ching. I'll be like, wait a minute, my money's leaving me. What's going on with my money? So you have to always analyze those things to protect yourself, because once you in it, you're in it.
Definitely.
You was talking about combining resources, pooling resources allows for a bigger purchase of investment that might be unattainable alone. So I agree with that. Like, I don't believe in my personal opinion, like saying, hey, I'm gonna buy you a car or go ahead, and then you're not married. Because what happens is when you break up, it's like, who's gonna get that car? You can do like Medea saw that car and Hallie, they did a couch. That's just personally me. I believe helping somebody. I might say, I'm gonna buy you a car, put in your name, and if I help you out, if we break up, you know what? That's on me for what I put into it. I think there has to be an understanding. Like, so who can talk about a breakup when you go into a relationship? I think this is an understanding. What happens if this happens? Because now you're being mature about the situation. It is tough. It's almost like making a will. Nobody wants to talk about a will.
Right.
Right.
No, it's more like a prenup. People don't like talking about prenup,
pre-dating up,
because they think you're planning to break up, but no, you're being realistic. I mean, we're human beings. Things change. All sorts of things change, and things can happen. So it's just being realistic. And I've heard stories where someone owns a home, and the boyfriend or the girlfriend go move in with them, and then they decide, well, I don't need to pay nothing. You was paying it before I came here. And it's like, what? Because that discussion did not take place. Why do I have to pay the electric bill? This your house. Why am I helping you pay your mortgage? I don't get nothing out of it.
Now, man, I know a good woman wants some security. They're looking for a man that can hold it down. They are. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
So they may be expecting you to pay a whole lot more, for they can pocket a whole lot more. I'm just saying, men, you need to be aware of what you're getting into. Women, be aware of what you're getting into. Don't always assume that just because I'm a male, I'm gonna pay for all your bills and I'm gonna go broke for you. I just think, in today's environment, that communication and line of understanding has to be understood. You may say that out in public. Oh, I got me a sugar daddy. And you get in that car. Now, you know you owe me 50 cents for that, for that candy bar, right? I'm that kind of person, because I give my wife $50 and I borrow 20 back.
Yes, he does.
Like, can I get 20 from you? But there's more to come down the road. I think the biggest thing people always talk about communication. In this case, communication and understanding. Because I can tell you something all day long, but do you understand what I just told you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Can you receive what I just put out? Because a lot of times we don't understand what's been said. You looking puzzled, or it just may sound so good. You're like, oh, you ain't gonna happen. I'm good. You agree to everything, and then the minute something happens, you go like, you remember we had this conversation? Yeah, we did. I never thought we was gonna get to this point. So now you're upset. So don't let love get so far
cloud your mind.
Yeah. And I would say have a discussion where it's agreed upon time. I mean, I wouldn't do it over wine or out to the club or just pop it up. Just say, hey, next Tuesday or next Friday, you and I are going to have a 2-hour conversation about our finances, how we're going to do things. Because now it's predetermined and you're coming preset. You come with you have your ideas about things and I have mine. So let's come and see what we're going to agree with and things we're not going to agree with. And then have a healthy discussion about things as you move forward. Because you might even say, wow, I didn't know you had $200,000 in student loans.
Right.
And you don't look like you have student loans. Oh yeah. So when we get married, that's going to be yours. Like, right. I mean, some people like saying that's too much for me to go into debt. I love you, but I'm not going to love paying for that debt. That has caused relationship to go awry.
Okay, so we do know someone that did that. That the male in the relationship wined and dined and flashed and I mean did all of this, and while they were dating, and oh man, he went all out. And then when they got married, boom, they would like she was in shock because what was presented wasn't real.
Yeah.
And so then they had the female had to go to work and the young lady had to go to work and all of that because she thought she was getting into a relationship where the money was flowing like that. And it wasn't. And needless to say, their marriage did not last. It did not last because it started out with false pretenses. So it's important that you have that discussion up front, especially, and even if you're getting married, you should have this discussion. Yeah. And one of the other cons that I read about is that if you have a joint bank account, guess what? Your partner can drain the account and there's nothing you can do about it.
What's that PIN number?
It's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. Because both your names on the account. And if you have credit cards with y'all and y'all have joint credit cards account, they can spend. And guess what? You're on the hook. And those creditors will come for you too.
Yep.
So you have to think about those things. You have to know the person beyond being in love. You need to know that person before you get in that type of relationship where you're commingling your monies and all of that.
Yep. So what I've done is like, y'all like, so what you did? What? I put a credit card in my name and then I get another card just for my wife, but she's not on the account.
Right.
She has an extra. So y'all saying you taking on a risk? Yeah. Okay. I'm taking on a risk, but I also know those risks that I can afford.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So let's just say, and she goes and run the card. I'll be like, oh, let me turn this card off because I can turn it off. So, I can monitor what's been purchased, not because I'm tracking her, but you can see, okay, look, we need to slow it down a little bit so we can pay this card off type thing. I think that has to be understood because I don't mind us using the card. She had one of her name on, I get one of my name on it, and you can see what's been purchased. And that way is understanding like, okay, listen, let me pay this card off before we spend more money this month. Go ahead and use cash. Could be using the card because we're trying to get points for the hip, those kind of things, right? You're trying to get points. So the more you use the card, the more points you get. But it removes her from any kind of responsibility when it comes to paying for the card because the card's in my name. She just in addition, same thing for our kids, like, hey, if the kids wanted on the card, I can like, okay, just use this card if you have any kind of problem. He's not responsible for paying for it. I am. It's just another mechanism. One, it helps him with the FICO score, and two, it removes him from responsibility for paying for the card and the debt. So there's different ways. So I do it because it protects my wife, right? She don't have to worry about anything. You know, I think the car's in your name though, right? Well, it was. It's paid for now. That's a long story. You remember that?
Yeah.
My credit score. What? Long story. But I do those things because I just think, you know, if anything can happen, I'm gonna take care of her. That's how I just feel about it. It's just I've been doing it, so adding somebody's name to the accounts doesn't hurt me, and she can still use it the way she wants to. It's just the way we do things. So that's about the communication that we have established how we're going
Right.
to do things.
Right. So we just throwing out things so that you're aware when you're looking to, make a more permanent relationship, but you're
Yep.
still not married,
Yep.
that you have to give thought to these things because it can wreak havoc in your
Mm-hmm.
life, and that love can go down the drain quick
Yeah.
when you start talking about money and being in debt, and they overspending, and you trying to save, because you need to know who's the spender, who's the
Yep.
saver. You
Yep.
need to know how to balance that out. It's just so much that you have to think about when it comes to your finances when you're
Yep.
even when you're married, but
Mhm.
especially when
True.
you're not married, because I read that social security benefits you do not get. If you're not married, you don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Life insurance, you can get policies
Mm-hmm.
and make your beneficiary your
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
yeah, you can do that.
Yep.
But other, like a lot of company like pensions and stuff, they only give it to spouses.
You know what? I'm gonna create a survey. So before you go out for a date, say, can you fill this out before we go out? How much you make per hour? Can you list all your debt and how much you owe, your FICO score, and your signature? And then you were like, total. Now you said you total the points at the bottom. If you go over 10, the data is off before you even start. I mean, those are tough questions.
Yeah, yeah.
And it may sound like, and I'm not asking saying that the woman has to ask the question. The guy needs to ask the exact same question too.
Mm-hmm.
So don't think it's one sided, because we seen both sides, male and female, have jacked up finances in the dating period and is discovered after the dating period, which means they got married type things. You need to know those things well in advance. Well in advance.
And I'm gonna go right back to the house, because that's the one thing that concerns me. If you buy a house and you're not married, the couple buy a house and they're unmarried.
Mm-hmm.
Say they want to sell it, y'all both have to come to agreement
Mm-hmm.
on the price.
Mm-hmm.
And say y'all on the out, y'all breaking up. That's why you selling
somebody
it.
out.
Y'all, yeah, you have to buy. I have to buy you out, or you have to buy me out,
Mm-hmm.
or y'all have to come up and agree on the selling price. You see how that works? And if and say, like I said before, say I decide I'm not working anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just stay at home. You on the hook for paying that mortgage because
Yep.
your name is on it, and you don't want to ruin your credit score. Now I want to sell it because you don't want to help me, and you refuse to sell it.
I know we know two people, one older and not working anymore, and one still working, and they bought the house together. They wasn't married. And remember this, I'm not gonna say any names, but they told us, okay, we're living together, and I'm allowing him to put a lot more money away in his retirement than I am. And I was like, are you crazy? And then this is a female saying she's allowing the male to stock away money. Well, he makes more money than I do, so our account can grow. I said, there's no our.
Yeah,
It's
because
just in him.
they not
And
married.
guess what? They broke up. So guess who got a nice 401k retirement package already started? And guess who's starting from scratch? That's right. The female starting from scratch, and the male was putting away money like they agreed to. But guess what? You can't get that back now because it's stored away for future use.
Right.
So you have to understand what you're getting into before you get into it.
Mm-hmm.
I would never commit to anything like that at all.
Mm-mm.
But that love got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
And we were so caught off guard. It was like, oh my goodness, because it was already done before we found out about it.
It's like, you need to do that. So
they didn't want anyone to know.
Yep.
And it was already done. So now they are not married.
Yep.
Both names on the house, and now
he has the house.
Yep.
And he has the nice retirement fund.
Yeah.
Now she's doing good, but
It took her a while to get
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it together.
Okay,
It took her a
yeah.
long time to get it together after they split
But
up.
somebody started from scratch.
Yeah,
You know, that's,
yeah, that was a huge
that's
mistake. And
tough.
once again, love.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think. You have to think.
Mm-hmm.
And like Elroy said, I'm gonna run down a couple of things. Know your financial history, like Elroy said, credit score. Get all that. What's your relationship
Don't
with
be afraid
money?
to ask.
Yeah. What's your relationship with money? Meaning, are you a spender? Are you a saver?
Mm-hmm.
Also, create financial goals as a couple.
Yep.
Have a set joint spending plan.
Yep.
Communication is the key.
Yep. Yep.
Know the pros and cons of buying a house,
Yep.
especially when you're not married.
Yep.
And get professional help when you need it, because you can get a financial advisor or financial coach to help you.
Yep.
Even if you're not married, you can still get help
Yep.
so that you guys are on the same page.
You know, this is tax season, and I'm always interested when single people say, "I got all this money back." Someone's like, "So why aren't you changing things to get your money back throughout the course of the year? What are you going to do with that big check?" I mean, that's a good time to have a conversation, because a lot of us, you know, think that's free money. You work for that money, and you're just not doing your W-2, right? W-4 correctly, right? You can get more money out throughout the course of the year and use it yourself. But are you going to go on a big vacation and blow that money and then come back? I mean, that's a good time to have a conversation. You know, what you can do with that $10,000 or that $1,500 or $3,000. You can let that person do what they want to with it, but I think it's a conversation for you to get more understanding what that person's about. Hey, I got $3,500. I'm gonna put $1,750 in the bank, and other money I'm gonna take. I'm gonna spend. Okay, so I see you're a saver, and you're gonna enjoy fun stuff. Okay, what you gonna do when you save it? What you gonna spend it on? I think those things is a great launching point to get an understanding about how one thinks about their finances and stuff. Right. Or do you owe the IRS?
Right.
Why do you owe them so much money? What you been doing wrong?
Right.
That's a good conversation starter. Right. And if someone is sweating, it's time to walk away.
Yeah. I truly feel that you show someone you really love them when you have these deep conversations.
Yep.
Because you really care about the hard stuff and want to work through the hard stuff. Because this is not easy. Talking about finances is not easy. And when you're ready to sit down and talk about that shows you're mature in your relationship, you're mature in your thinking, and you're ready to tackle the hard stuff. And that seems like, to me, a lasting relationship, because you're willing to put in the work to make it last.
Hey, we should start a company called Third Wheel, and we'll be the third wheel in the date. And you say, she needs to know this about you. Oh, he needs to know this about you. Go ahead and get a bite to eat. When you get through chewing, answer these questions. We're the third wheel, y'all. Yeah. All right, so let's wrap this thing up here. You got anything you want to say is your final piece to to the world?
Just give it some thought. Give it some thought and do your research and have that conversation.
What did they say on that movie? Show me your FICO score.
Oh, show me the money.
Show me your money, the money. All right, here. So listen, communication. Yeah. Understanding, listening and talking. It needs to be a good session to discuss these things. And guess what? It can't happen in one session. You need to have repeated sessions and keep doing it.
And also, last thing, if it don't feel right, don't force it. Yep. Please don't force it, because you're going to regret it.
Yeah. I'm paying minimum down payment, $25 on a $15,000 credit card. You mean on that card till you did. You know, you need to tell me your plan how to pay this card off, bro. Don't you? I'm paying for the food tonight. Listen, you can find us on the podcast on our website. It's giftedgenerations-llc.com/podcast. You can also find us on Facebook at Gifted Gen LLC. Instagram, you can find us at gift.gen, and YouTube is Gifted Generations LLC. We're also on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio at Financeology 101, and our Twitter handle is at Gifted Gen 2019. So look us up, tag, like, share, as they always say. If you got any questions, you can always go to that website and ask us questions, anything you need kind of financial help, we're there for you also. Anything you want to add before we close?
Just show the love and have that real conversation.
Amen to that.
All righty. Have a good
All
night,
right,
everyone.
y'all take care.
Well, thank you for tuning in to our podcast, Financeology 101. I hope you enjoyed this session and the information provided will assist you on your financial journey. Until next time, be financially engaged.